It's across the United States, and whether you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, good Tuesday morning to you. Write down the phone number for this show, 1-800-520-1234. I have one question today. Should the Republicans in the Senate confirm President Trump's nominee to the Supreme Court before the election? 1-800-520-1234. I only have three guests today, three senators. Senator Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee, member of Judiciary. Senator Rick Scott of Florida, who knows one of the five finalists on President Trump's list, Judge Barbara Lagoa. And Senator Ted Cruz, who's on the Judiciary Committee and has argued before the Supreme Court, I believe, 7 or 8 times. All three excellent guests, two of them on the Judiciary Committee, but I want you to know what I believe first. Let me explain. My voice a little bit shot. I was talking Browns last night with McNeil. Now, if you're not following McNeil, you should be. Chris McNeil is the voice or the Twitter voice of Cleveland sports. And his handle is @reflog_18. Reflog is golfer spelled backward _18. And Chris and I and his gang talked Browns until late in the evening last night, so I don't have my normal complement of hours of sleep and rested voice. But it matters not. You're going to do the talking. Should the Republican Senate vote to confirm the president's nominee before the election? Donald Trump said this yesterday on the White House lawn, cut number 14.
Well, I'd much rather have a vote before the election because there's a lot of work to be done, and I'd much rather have it. We have plenty of time to do it. I mean, there's really a lot of time. So let's say I make the announcement on Saturday. There's a great deal of time before the election. That'll be up to Mitch and the Senate. But I'd certainly much rather have the vote. I think it sends a good signal. And it's solidarity and lots of other things. And I'm just doing my constitutional obligation. I have an obligation to do this. So I would rather see it before the election.
Now, what do Democrats think of that? Let's turn to Don Lemon. Don Lemon is the pulsing heart of the Democratic left wing. He is a hard left broadcast. He makes no bones about it. You know, I'm a center-right guy. I make no bones about it. Rachel Maddow and Don Lemon are hard left. Don Lemon defines CNN. He is CNN. Don Lemon last night said this about the Republicans, if they act as they should to fill the vacancy, cut 33.
Everybody sticks
We're
with
going to have to blow up the entire system. And you know what we're going to have to do?
No, I don't know.
You know what we're going to? Yes,
Yeah.
what you have to do?
You just got to vote.
Honestly, from what your closing argument is, you're going to have to get rid of the Electoral College. Because the people...
I don't see it.
Because the minority in this country decides who the judges are and they decide who the president is.
But you need a constitutional amendment to do that.
And if Joe Biden wins, Democrats can stack the courts and they can do that amendment and they can get it passed.
Well, you need two-thirds
danger.
vote in the Congress and 3/4 of the state legislatures.
They may be able to do that.
Now, you see, the joy of that is they're both wrong. Chris is less wrong because Chris said you need 2/3 and 3/4 of the states. That's true about changing the Electoral College. It's not true about stacking the court. You just need simple majorities in the president. But Don Lemon gave voice to what the Democrats think. And thank you, Don. Thank you for telling everyone. The radical Democrats have taken control of the Democratic Party. Radicals. Radicals, radicals. You cannot vote for a single Democrat. But if the Republicans do not confirm this justice, I will not expect a single Republican to win. So you get 30-second rule. Should the Republicans confirm before the election and why? Really, 30 seconds. Kathy in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yes, I think it should be filled because of the reason would be in case there's a problem with the election and there's a fight, we need a Supreme Court. The vacancy needs to be filled. We need to have 9.
Thank you, Kathy. Fred in Chicago.
Yes, it definitely should, and I want to go a step further. President Trump should also submit the nomination of the replacement for the circuit court vacancy of the justice who should be confirmed in the lame duck session after the election.
Oh, very well put. Good idea. If, in fact, of the 5 nominees, 4 are on the court. The 5 considerations are Judge Amy Coney Barrett, believed to be the front runner of the 7th Circuit in Indiana, Judge Barbara Lagoa of the 11th Circuit in Florida, Judge Joan Larson of the 6th Circuit in Michigan, Judge Allison Rushing of the 4th Circuit in North Carolina, and Kate Todd, a lawyer, the Deputy White House Counsel. Let's go to Alan in St. Petersburg, Florida. Alan, what do you say?
Yes, absolutely. The sooner the better. put it up for a vote immediately in the Senate. Don't go through a hearing process. Those people have all been vetted during the Kavanaugh hearing. No doubt they should get it done.
All right, thank you, Alan in Illinois. Mary in New Mexico. What do you say, Mary? 1-800-520-1234 if you want to get in on this. Mary?
I believe we need to go ahead and push to get somebody up in there. I'm hoping Mr. Trump makes it again, but if he doesn't, I understand we need to get an upper hand on what's going on as Republicans and get more control of our government. We need to go ahead and push to do this, election or not. We need a body up in it that's going to help control and represent us.
Thank you. It's not just it's protecting your Second Amendment rights. It's protecting your religious liberty. It's protecting your property rights. It's guaranteeing separation of powers. It is so much more than your particular issue. I've been teaching constitutional law for 25 years, and so I have a good view. It's free speech. It is the right of assembly. It's the right to petition. It's the rights of criminals accused and facing the loss of their liberty. It is everything. The court is everything. It's the most important issue, and you've got to vote for, if the Republican senators get this done, you've got to vote for every Republican senator out there. If they don't, I will not be upset with you if you toss them out. John in Santa Monica, California.
World Series, ninth inning, bases loaded, Babe Ruth at the bat. You do not bunt. You swing for the fences.
Thank you, John. You had me a little bit flashing back because the World Series, when it was last in the bottom of the ninth and the bases were loaded and it was the end of the series, seventh game, Jose Mesa was pitching for the Indians, and the Indians lost. That was a little flashback there. Sorry about that. John in Dover, Delaware. John.
Good morning, Glory, Hugh. I say go ahead and fill the seat immediately, and I got one name. Why? Kavanaugh. That's why.
All right. Robert in New York.
Yeah, I think it should be done before the election because there might be election issues that come up which you don't want to have to resolve after it comes up.
All right, thank you. John, Pittsburgh. Oh, my gosh, we got a Steelers fan. 1-800-520-1234. Hey, John.
Real short, yes.
Real short, why?
Well, if the election comes up and there's chads, as we talked about before, or any type of issue with the election, it needs to be settled. It doesn't need to be settled in the streets.
Thank you, John. Bob in Atlanta. What say you, Bob?
It doesn't matter what I think, what you think, Nancy Pelosi thinks. It's right there in the Constitution. The president shall fill that position. It's a bunch of hubbub, whatever, over nothing. Fill it.
All right, thank you, Bob. Although the Senate has the advice and consent power, which they withheld from Merrick Garland 4 years ago. However, I think Ted Cruz, who will be my guest later, will explain the history to everyone. 17 out of 19 times when the party of the president has been the same as the party that controls the Senate, they have filled a nomination in an election year. Greg in Richmond, Washington. Hello, Greg. What say you?
Good morning, and I am in full approval of okaying the nominee as soon as possible, and one better, have Lindsey Graham cancel the hearing so that we don't have to put anybody through that maze and get it done with. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. I will ask the senators about that. Wes in Franklin, Tennessee. What do you think, Wes?
Yeah, I think absolutely. But something we haven't thought about on why they should do it is, look, we still got General Flynn out there, and I don't trust any of the D.C. Circuit. Do you? And if it's a 4-4 decision, it goes back to that crazy D.C. Circuit and Judge Sullivan. So, yes, they should do it. They should not do Amy Coney Barrett. She's too much of a lightning rod. They should do one of the other ones. If I were President Trump, I would nominate Naomi Rao of the D.C. Circuit.
She's not on the short list. As I said, it's Coney Barrett, Lagoa Larson, and Rushing, plus Kate Todd. David in Columbus, 89.9. Last one of this segment, but we'll get to everybody throughout the course of the day. Go ahead, David.
Thank you, Hugh. I think we should do it because it would be the right thing for our country, and it's exactly what the Democrats would do no matter what they say. That's what they would do, the same thing.
Well said. Okay, we can get one more in. Brian in Pittsburgh. You got to be quick, Brian. Should the Republicans move to fill the vacancy?
Absolutely, Hugh. It is their duty. It is their constitutional duty. I don't buy any of the Democratic arguments. They would do the exact same thing the Republicans are doing if their roles were reversed.
Thank you, Brian. More on the same. The entire show today, in fact, going forward all month, will be about the Supreme Court justice and why it's so important.